everybody out there, I'm Chris.
I'm Mike.
And welcome back to another indie comic book review. Apologies guys, this is late. And we actually did miss the live show tonight. We're recording this on Tuesday night because we have so many books that we were far behind on. And even after reading tonight, we're still going to have a couple more books to read before the countdown, which hopefully will be tomorrow night. But beside the point, let's get into the stuff for this episode because we got a lot of physical books, we got a lot of digital books. So Mike, when were these books released?
These books were released on March 25th, 2015, the last week of March.
One book, however, that might not have been March 25th, I'm not sure, so this book's going first. It's Argo 5, issue number 16.
By Danson.
I've been eagerly awaiting this book for a month. So this is going to wrap up the whole Malcifer and Cassira story arc. Cassira comes back from the previous issue in need of some R&R, so she goes into her lamp, and spoiler alert here, this is kind of a bit of a spoiler, Malcifer has possessed Donovan, and he's been hiding out in the Argo 5 satellite for some time, waiting for the right moment to trap Cassira. He does. There is a really great moment here with Blue Dynamo. I really liked it. But Malcifer in the end escapes. And now he's escaped to Iblis, to fight Iblis, I believe, for Hell or something like that. He brought Cassira to Iblis, who's in Hell. So now they have to get to Hell, and guess what? Gladiatra knows just the person to help them out. Who? Read the book to find out. I'm skipping a lot ahead. They make it to Hell to save Cassira, and huge action scene happens. Lots of fighting. Really awesome stuff. There's a funny scene, actually, with Shazrath in this book, and it has to do with getting to Hell and a very heavy door. It's just a hilarious scene. I loved it. So they fight Iblis. They're failing epically. Iblis tries to use Cassira, and, well, she isn't a full genie, so apparently she's able to fight the urge to obey her master, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but apparently Malcifer had a plan, and it wasn't Iblis's plan, and let's just say that he got his plan in the end. So the ending to this book was really good. The pinups were great, by the way. I love Blue Dynamo's
pinup.
Blue
Dynamos is amazing.
I also love Shazrath's, which is the one after that. And I love I really like almost all the pinups. Actually, I think I like them all. I'm looking at all of them now. Yeah, I love every single one of these pinups. And the people that did the pinups for this issue are Chad Spilker, Johnny Barlanti, Andrea Medjin, Sullivan Swade, and Elton Tomasi. Really great stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's the colors. Okay, yeah. Really great artwork. Loved it. Very nice stuff. The story in total though, awesome book. 5 stars. I'm loving Argo 5. I can't wait to see where we're going to be going in the next issue. Obviously, we've wrapped almost everything up that's been going on since the first issue. So now, basically, we've got, per se, the first whole section of Argo 5 done with issue 16. So now we're moving forward into something new. And I'm really excited to see where Dan is going to be taking us in issue 17. Love it. ArgoComics.com, ARGO Comics.com. And you can find, if you want it digitally, physically, up to you guys, but you'll find your links there to get this issue. I highly recommend Argo 5. I love this series, and I hope to God that it'll be, every month on the month. But I know Dan will be taking a short break for reasons he said on the live show. We will definitely be covering a lot more of that as it unfolds with Dan. But for right now, love it. Check out ArgoComics.com. Now we're in this week's books.
Now we're with physical books. Let's start with some Archie Comics. Sonic Universe, issue number 74. The world unites in 2 months. And that's going to be something.
Hopefully, Free Comic Book Day, we'll be able to get Worlds Unite issue 0.
Like we did with the Worlds Collide. I would really like that. And to get my hands on as well.
If
So
we
where
can't get it
left
physically, I know we'll get it digitally because we are working with.
So where we left off, it was Sally and Nicole against Paige, and I really like the artwork in this book. And it's just a whole big battle, and you know, they're just trying to find their way out to.
Hey, look, we were just talking about it.
Yeah, the free comic book day.
It's officially, we are recording this on April 1st. Happy April 1st, everybody, because it is 12 midnight.
And it's not April Fool's, so don't worry about it.
So we are officially 1 month away from Free Comic Book Day because it's the first Saturday of May.
Yeah, May 2nd. So mark down your calendars, everybody.
Oh, so it's not a full month yet.
Yeah,
it's a full month after tomorrow.
That's what I just said. Yeah. Alright, and as the story continues on, Tails gets the Golden Chaos Emerald thanks to Big the Cat, who actually was useful for once. So Sally is trying to come up with a plan of how to get out of the digital world, along with.
Well, just ask Neo.
Not that type. That's the wrong story. Yeah, and they're fighting against these demonic beings, and Dr. Elodie actually did
what if you
something.
beat that big floating head like they did in Tron?
That is also a different story. You're throwing me off. Okay, thank you. So he uses the red star. Now I can't remember what it was called. The red coin that actually transformed Nicole into this, and I actually was like really like, wow. And she used her powers to defeat Paige. And there's a little Sally and Dr. Ellie moment about his daughter. If you want to find out more, read the book. And yeah, that's it for this one. And I believe there's a Sonic Universe 75, a whole big special going on here.
There's a collector's cover. Oh, there's several collector's covers. Ooh, which one are you going to get, Mike? This one, that one, or this one?
I'm thinking maybe either
this one, or that one.
I'm probably going to get that one, or this one. Or
Alright,
anyone.
this one.
Well, we'll find out when we get the issue, but...
Michael just have to buy them all.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I'll buy them all. Wait, whoa, just one thing at a time. Don't make me...
You said, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Well, that's because I'm trying to say the book rate.
Get in the car!
Oh, this says 3 months. That says 2 months. I don't know. Mega Man issue number 47. We're still in Archie
Maybe
Comics.
Mega Man has an extra issue before he joins World Unite. You don't know that. Yeah, maybe that's why it says 4 months for him.
3 months.
3 months for him.
Yeah.
Don't
So we left off where Mega Man and Rush were fighting off against the Yellow Devil, and remember the evil Mega Man that was in Worlds Collide? He actually does make his return, and
I love how he asked the question and
is like really just, it's really outstanding.
Bright.
No, I really love this artwork. It's just
purple.
really, yeah. So he's trying to say to the copy bot, you know, we could change you and everything, but then he winds up killing them, you know, and all that stuff.
We could save you. We could make you better.
Yeah, and then there's this robot that actually is that kidnaps Mega Man, and we find out that they're the other robots that are stuck inside of him as well, inside of the robots that were captured.
Right.
And he makes it out of there. There's a whole thing where we thought he fought with Dr. Wily, but unfortunately it was a whatchamacallit?
Dummy.
Like it was a crash dummy. Yeah, it wasn't really that. So now they're just trying to go up against this another villain called Gamma, and
looks like he's being piloted by Wily.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a huge battle, including the next issue. The Ultimate Betrayal is the final conclusion, so we'll be able to.
Well, Wily did really.
Yeah, he's messing with Mega Man's head in this book, and you can actually see that developing. This one was really good. I definitely checked this out.
Yeah.
Dark Horse Comics. I should have gotten this digitally, but someone forgot. Tomb Raider issue number 14.
12 issues. 12 issues physically, and the 13th one was digital. Excuse me.
Yeah. But this one was actually not too bad. It was a little bit okay.
See, so you liked it.
And when I say a little bit okay, I meant the beginning part a little bit okay. So it starts off where she talks about Hamiko, you know, how she met up with her and everything. There's like a long dialogue where Lara Croft and Cats have the stunt doubles of them, of both Lara Croft and I think her name was Cats, is it? I can't remember. Or was it Sam? Oh, no, Sam. I'm sorry, not Cat. Sam. So they have a stunt double of them because there's these people who are chasing, or who want them dead because of what happened a few issues back. Meanwhile, there's just a boat trip of a get together and everything, and Sam just acts like really not herself. I really like the artwork, by the way, in this issue. And there's like just something wrong with Sam. Like she's just acting like very weird. She jumps in the water, not knowing. And there were sharks in here. I thought maybe you like this.
Sure.
You know, Shark Week and all that.
Sure.
And yeah, this one was just. Yeah, so they go after Sam to get her back in after dealing with the sharks. So one of them has to heal on the island, whereas Laura Croft is going to be going through a bit of things going on in the jungle. The mighty jungle. Yeah. So I will look at this digitally in the next issue.
Physically.
Digitally.
Digital physical. Touches him in ways he can't
We'll see
understand.
that, but I really still do miss Gail Simone's writing. I'm just ignoring you.
He didn't
Image
get that at all.
Comics! The Walking Dead, issue number 139.
You didn't get that at all.
I did get that. I hear what you say, and I know what you mean, and you know what?
Got nothing.
So let's go into this story.
Hey! He's back.
Yeah, Ezekiel's back, and also Michonne comes back, and we actually find out why, along with Rick and the other group. And there's a really heart-to-heart scene between Rick and Ezekiel about, what's been going on and everything. This is black and white, by the way.
Well, yes,
which is
always in black and white.
I'm just letting them know for those who haven't read it. So, it's just they're trying to look for Carl, like saying where he went, and they figured out that he went to go get Lydia back from the group, and Carl is just really just getting there. And here's Michonne. After all these comic books, she finally makes her return, and she's really not herself. Like she's been acting very differently towards everything, and we get a little bit of a long story about that, and you could read the book about why she feels the way she is right now, and it's just everything that's been going on, of how she never said goodbye to her family and everything, and Rick just understands that, but he's like saying, it's not your fault, just, like he's just trying to tell her that whatever happened isn't on you, and I really like Rick's leadership in The Walking Dead. He shows great leadership towards everybody, and you really see this in this book, as well as the other Walking Dead books as well, with the whole no killing anymore. Alright, we're going on IDW with your book.
Yeah, I started with IDW instead of smartly starting with Image. But anyway, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutanimals, issue number 2. Really, the main idea is Hob has the Mutagen Man now, which I like how Gecko actually tells him, you need a name because you freaked me out, so I'm going to give you a name. And he's like, we're going to call you Seymour Guts. And he's like, Seymour Guts. Oh, and then they start to laugh, and he's like, this is the first time that actually happened. This is the first time I've ever laughed.
Oh, I see.
So, I thought this was a really nice issue with the Mutant Man.
The artwork looks a little bit okay.
Yeah, Andy Kuhn's artwork definitely got a little bit better. I mean, it still leaves a lot to be desired at times. But, I mean, it was an enjoyable read nonetheless. Mondo Gecko, thank you. I like this chemistry between, Seymour and Mondo, which is cool. And like I said, you got Hob trying to find out about the other 2 mutants that are being held by Null. We find out it's Null, by the way. And they actually interrogate the scientist that they've somehow managed to hostagize, so to speak. And the scientist tells them where the other 2 mutants are. It turns out to be a big trap because the scientist runs back to Null and tells them everything. Gigantic booby trap happens, and the only people that escape are Slash and Mondo, and now it's going to be up to them to save the others. Now, one thing I liked in this book was Hob is willing to do anything to save mutants and to protect mutants, even kill humans. And I like how Slash gets in his way and says, we're supposed to be the heroes like the Turtles. We're not supposed to be terrorists. And you see Hob kind of gets pissed off at that, at being called a terrorist. And I like that. And there's some really funny moments in this book, too. The characters are fleshed out nice. You got Mutagen Man, who was just rescued by Hob, but decides to fight alongside Hob to save the other two mutants that are still in Null's possession. And you get to see a little bit more about the scientist. I don't know. I feel like she's kind of like background more than the actual story. The story definitely focuses a lot on Hob and his people. I love Slash's character. I think he's really awesome. I love this book. I love it each and every time. I love the Turtles each and every month that they come out. But this book was really good. The artwork, like I said, Andy Kuhn's artwork definitely takes some getting used to. But because I read his artwork before in the regular series, seeing it here, I remember it. Well, I like to see it again in the weekly series, no. But for a mini-series, I can live with that. Next, we've got Invincible, issue 118, for only 25 cents.
Seriously?
25
I didn't even
cents.
see that. Oh, wow.
I'm going to explain why it's 25 cents. This is your jump-on book, everybody. And I don't mean it's just a jump-on book as in it's friendly, it starts you off with the story. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages recaps the entire 117 issues up to this point. They give you lists of friends, lists of enemies, the main idea of the story from beginning, from where it all began, with artwork from the very beginning, by the way, all the way through until current day stuff, where Mark has officially left Earth because Robot had taken over. So, where are they? They end up on Telsaria, and there's the leader, which is what's his name? I forgot his name already. I think they gave his name in the beginning of the book, actually, because they made mention of this. Yes. No, they didn't give mention of the book.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah.
he's one of the leaders on the planet, and actually Mark's stepbrother, Oliver, shows up, and he was supposed to be the welcoming committee originally, but he was running late. The mayor actually gives them a really nice apartment. Mark agreed to help out from time to time. You still see the ramifications of the rape from issue 111, because you still have Eve trying to put the moves on Mark sometimes, because they're supposed to be getting married, and he still freaks out about it. And we get introduced to Oliver's girlfriend. Saving that. You just got to read the book to find out. And then finally, I'm skipping all the rest of this, and I'm going right into the part where Mark actually admits to Eve what happened. And for the first time ever, he actually says, I don't know if I wanted it a bit, because I could have fought harder, but didn't. So basically, Mark is blaming himself for the rape now, because he says he could have done more, but he didn't, and he doesn't know why. But at the same time, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting hurdle for both him and Eve to jump together. And then there's the dramatic ending with Terra, and I'm not going to give that away. This was an excellent book. It's 25 cents, a fourth of $1. If you guys don't jump on now, you're crazy. This was an excellent issue. Invincible is my favorite Robert Kirkman book. Mike's reading Walking Dead, which is Robert Kirkman's other book. It's a really good series.
Alright, let's go to Zenescope. Realm War, Age of Darkness, issue 8 of 12. 4 more issues left, guys, until we conclude the Realm War. And it's really amazing how it's almost done, this series. So, we find out in last issue what happened with, I can't remember what
Red Riding
his name was. No, his name, I can't remember.
But just move forward and you'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, anyway, Jack Frost actually comes in to save what's going on, along with Red Riding Hood, who has a huge gun, actually. Because one of the teams betrayed...
Huge gun.
Yeah, and one of them that betrayed them was actually thinking that was a Dark Queen that actually got into their minds and stuff like that. And we also get a little Sivla and I think the Dark One's moment. No, not the Dark One. Can't remember what his blue guy's name is. But anyway, he gets attacked along with other scenes that happen. If you want to find out, read the book with the Dark Queen. But Sila's actually coming up more with plans of how to defeat the Dark Queen. And actually he's trusting Frost now, little by little though. I'm still not having my trust with Jack Frost there. And then we have the Dark One who gets attacked by Hercules because Dark Queen caught him cheating on her, which she doesn't care really. And yeah, I'm hoping the Dark Queen just gets in the end. And now Sila's just saying, you know, we gotta teach the Dark Queen a lesson, and I believe that was said in the last issue.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or anything, but
Realm War is a really excellent series.
This issue is turning out really awesome, and I just hope when Robin Hood just gets out of that spell, she just sticks an arrow right between her eyes. The Dark Queen.
Hercules. But again, you know, we know a little bit of what happens after, but I love how Pat Chan is making sure that he doesn't divulge too much.
Right, like
so there's still a lot that can happen.
And with
no, I mean, but he's not saying what happened in the book, in the Realm War. He's not showing all of the ramifications yet. We haven't seen Hercules yet at all. All we're seeing him in right now is Realm War. The only people we know that have survived through Realm War so far are Robin Hood, Sela, and a few people from Grim Fairy Tales. But that's it. We don't know what's happening with Hercules yet. We haven't seen him.
Oh.
We haven't seen a few characters that were in Realm War yet, which
Jack,
I like. Huh?
Jack Frost was
we didn't see any of the gods. All the gods have disappeared now. So
that's a good question.
Well, not the unless the Goddess Ink happened, I think.
No, wait, wasn't he in Goddess Ink a little bit? I don't know. We'll get to that at the end.
Little Mermaid issue number 2. This was an excellent book, and I'm going to tell you guys why. This book focused on Ariel's, or the Little Mermaid's father. You know, it wasn't Ariel. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm right. But anyway, it focuses on the father and mother. The mother, this is years ago, or a long time ago, I think they claim it's considered. 20 years ago. There we go. It turns out this woman was saved by what she believes was a merman. So basically roles are reversed a little bit here. And the merman's name was, what's his name? Zorro. And he's in love with her, and you could tell, because he wants to, you know, find a way to talk with humans. But even the father says, the only reason you really want to talk with her is because talk with humans is because you're interested in this girl that you saved. And same story as the Little Mermaid. You got, what's her name? The Sea Witch, who actually has a potion that will turn a Zorro into a human. For how long, though, they don't say. And then it jumps back a little bit to the experimenting that's going on with Little Mermaid now. Then it goes back in time again to where Zorro obviously chooses to become human to be with the woman. He's with her for one day, and then unfortunately he is turned back into a merman. And the witch says, I never said how long. I just promised you for a day, and one day you're going to have to pay for it. And same with the woman now, because she promised the woman she would help her find Ariel, or the Little Mermaid. I'm not sure if her name's Ariel, I keep saying that. The Little Mermaid, if she offered her something, if she gave her something in return. And then we find out that somebody might be actually working with the Little Mermaid. So I like this book. Things are really panning out. I like that we went back. We went a little bit back. We got a little history on how she was conceived and about the parents. So now I'm really excited to see where issue 3 is going to go. I'm glad this is a 5-issue miniseries because I need 3 more issues of this.
Alright, that's all the physical books.
I think we have time for one digital. Yes, we have time for the first digital book before we go and switch.
And I'm really amazed that they made an Altered States of this one.
Altered States, The Shadow, one-shot.
Yeah. And basically what The Shadow was about, I mean, I read this in like literally 10 minutes. basically, it just talks about how he became the Shadow. You know, the Shadow knows all. I mean, I must have heard his story about 3 times already, but yeah.
Not a lot of word bubbles. It's very...
No, it's not a lot of word bubbles. That's why I said it was like under 10 minutes I read this. He's going up against this big green monster and everything. And it's like with lots of shockings and everything. But then there's this character that says, you know, that we are Eden and we see, you know, what's going on and everything. There's just like a whole big thing right there. And it's just the Shadow just doing what he does, you know. And, you know, he's just going up against, you know,
lots of action.
There is lots of action. I really like the artwork. And hold on. Oh, he's going up against the invaders, really, who are attacking the galaxy. And then Eden's like saying, you think you could handle all of them? And he just says at the end, you know,
he'll teach them the meaning of fear.
He'll teach them the meaning of fear.
Yeah, every time I think of that laugh. Yeah, every time I think of that laugh, I remember the Baldwin movie with the Shadow. He had a really sinister
that one, yeah, I can't remember right now.
Right, we still have time for one more if you could rush through this one.
Yeah, the Django Zorro number 5. And basically, it's more along lines of just the Django becoming Zorro. I mean, there's just lots of
talking. Django become Zorro?
Well, yeah, but it's like at the end of the issue. Because in the last issue, he saw Zorro. So he wants to know really who the Zorro person is because he doesn't know. So he goes to every villager and they talk about who Zorro is, along with Diego, who tells him a little bit more as well. And like I said, there's lots of dialogue. I don't want to give too much away because it's just too
hefty.
It's hefty stuff. But they do find a engraving of something that Django said that might have been taken, you know, years ago, and we don't know who did that, but I think it was like a calling to Zorro. I'm not too sure, but there's lots of action where they want to take the Django in because back then, you know, he was an African American or something. So, yeah, I felt bad for his character, but in order for him not to be seen as an African American, he wants to learn how to use the whip and everything, and to become Zorro because the story that he's heard from people have really inspired him to just become that at the end. And I agree with Diego, he looks fantastic in that Zorro form. With the whip and everything, you know, Zorro rides again. And that's just really amazing how they just put it right there. And it's to be continued to next time.
Alright guys, give us just 1 second and we will continue with this week's indie review. Alright, we're back and my book's next. Legendary Green Hornet, issue number 2. This is more of the steampunk Green Hornet and I love it. I love it. So, Green Hornet now has 2 of the leaders of each gang. One from the Velocikings and one from the, what's this? Big City Richest, the Toffs. And he wants to know why they went to war. And they won't talk, they won't say anything. So he tries to throw them out of his hot air balloon, which obviously he didn't kill them. He had them connected to a chain. So he says, okay, so now which one of you is going to talk? And finally, after a little bit of persuading more, they talk about the little boy. What was his name?
Oh, that one?
And the veiled lady a little bit. They talk about her too and her working with TikTok. And basically, it leads Green Hornet to TikTok. So he goes to TikTok and he ends up getting screwed. He ends up being trapped, and he and Kato get what's the word I'm looking for? Captured, and who did they take them to? I believe they took the Green Hornet to
that robot reminds me of the one from Oz, the second movie.
I know, right?
The one that, yeah.
But basically, TikTok is going to be killing, is going to attempt to kill the Green Hornet. And I like the ending where he says that he's crazy. The ending was really messed up. There's a really ingenious kind of device that was created by TikTok. It's really wow. But I love this book. I really am enjoying it. I can't wait for the next issue.
Okay, we have the next book,
Jungle Jim, issue number 2 from King Dynamite.
Yeah, and this is this book right here. And last time we saw Jungle Jim where he went from monkey to human, where they were looking for him. And he knows of Flash Gordon and his friends and everything, and he talks about them along with why he was disguised as a monkey first to human. And there's like just a whole, again, a long, huge origin story of how he became that. It was really an interesting one when I read it. And, I mean, you guys have to read the book to find out, because I don't want to give too much away, because I want you guys to definitely
a lot of background
check
in
out
this
the book.
one.
Yeah, there is a lot of background of Jungle Jim's character.
Let me just check my phone.
Oh,
Good.
okay. A lot of Jungle Jim's character and everything, and you know, like there's just so much that I forgot what her name was, that she wants to know about him because they were looking for him and all that stuff. So they go into the black market one day later.
Good.
And all that stuff of what's going on. And it's just like a whole like huge thing that's going on. Like I really can't explain much. Like there's like a bunch of these spider-like creatures that are attacking and everything in this book. And you know, Jungle Jim is trying to, you know, to try to prevent all this from happening. There's a big explosion that happens, and well, let's just say that things don't really turn out well in the end. But Jungle Jim, I don't know how he survived. I don't even know if that was Jungle Jim in there or something. But it's more along the lines of how he became a monkey towards being a human form. As a whole big thing that you could definitely read if you want to pick up this book.
This one I'm looking forward to. Conan, Red Sonya, issue number 3.
Yes, the awesome team up continues on, and you know, like it's the king that, you know, the one that killed the prince. He sends the king's knights to go after Conan and Red Sonya. He spots them obviously to, you know, and the fight seems like really amazing, and they just want to you know, get the king, and they obviously do that, but I don't think it's going to be the last time we see the king for some weird reason. So it's Conan and Red Sonya who are going on more of the adventure, and Conan and Red Sonya get very, very close with each other in a way that I didn't even actually think would happen. But then again, their connection does fit well for their character, so I can definitely say that. And something happens with Conan. There's like a red flesh that came out of him. And I remember this from the red seed and everything, where with fire they got rid of it. But now they want to wonder how Conan actually got that on his arm, because it was the red seed, or blood seed, whatever it was called. But, so they're going on, like I said, this adventure where they meet up with that wizard that we saw issues back. And I like that picture that happens there, by the way. And they do a little bit of a battle with each other, Red Sonya and Conan, just to prove their fighting towards the wizard because of, you know, for their people and everything. And when they ask Red Sonya to kill him, she just says, you know, just forgive me if I do this. So some tells me next issue she's not going to do it because she really has, you know, she might be this character that looks like she could kill people, but I don't think she will with Conan, because it's like a very close connection that you feel towards these characters, and that's really something else that I thought I wouldn't see.
Alright, this is more of an honorable mention than an actual review, but Halo Escalation issue 16 came out this week. I enjoyed the artwork. The Spartans ended up getting Halsey at some point, but then Halsey ended up escaping, and she ended up with the relic. Really interesting stuff, but again, without the Master Chief involved in some shape or form, it's hard to really get too involved. But the characters that they're developing in this book, it definitely has promise for future issues, especially if they flesh these specific characters out. And this one especially, I want to make sure I have it right. Palmer, Spartan Palmer, is really awesome, and I really like her character. So, as things move forward with Halo, maybe it won't matter so much about the Master Chief being missing. But then again, with Halo 5 coming out this
I
year,
was just about
and the
to say
Master
that.
Chief being, missing throughout all of the Master Chief collection, I'm interested in seeing where the game is definitely going to go first, and then maybe it'll move into the comic book at some point. But anyway, Captain Midnight, issue number 21.
Yes, and we have a very special guest in this book, X, who actually appears in this book. And they're in Arcadia, and they're just going after the same person.
I love the artwork.
Yeah, the artwork's really amazing. They're both going after the Archon. I think that's how you say the name, because they both have a purpose of, getting rid of him and to destroy him. So what X does with Helios, he sends them on this, he shows them of how they can find Archon, and it seems like Helios actually betrays the team, which I kind of saw coming. I think he did. Captain Midnight is just trying to, console between X and Helios, because they didn't really get along with each other and everything of what's been happening. So, as the story continued, like I said, Helios betrayed the team, and it seems like nobody really is into Helios, because he just transports out of there, and that's it. It just says it, right there. I think he did betray him. I remember something happening, unless it was a trick or something. I can't remember, but then we get this villain who comes in. What's the name?
The Archon?
Well, it's one of the Archon's men that says, the Archon demands
revenge
of what we have to do and stuff. So you can definitely check out more of that. But this is really starting to heat up in a great way. So
next is Dream Police issue number 6.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this in a long time.
I thought the last issue was the final issue of Dream Police, but anyway, it's Joey Thursday with Katie going on, their adventure what happened last time with the whole files thing. Their commissioner actually wants to find out why they were, how they got access to their files. And
well, if you remember in the last issue, they got them.
Yeah, that black file. Remember how they got there, and then he was telling them, it was for something else, and the commissioner just wants to know how and why they got in there, because those weren't meant to be seen, those files. So what happens is that they're just trying to find both Joey, not Joey, Thursday. I think it is Joey Thursday. Yeah, Joe.
Joey Thursday.
I forgot. Joey Thursday and Katie to get back the file that was taken. Because, like I said, it wasn't meant to be seen. And yeah, there is a dragon action that helps them actually get out of there. But to where? Well, we're going to have to find out in the next issue where the dragon takes them. So it was more adventurous. I mean, it was a lot of dialogue, but I don't think you guys want me to just sit here and talk about the whole book. But just to sum it up a little bit, they took the file, they wanted to get it back from them. Basically, they're like wanted people, both Joey and Katie, for taking it. Enough said right there.
Alright, we're going into Chew issue 47. I really love this issue. So Colby, it opens up with a dream. And Colby is asked to find that basically Pollo's missing. So Colby is put on the case to find Pollo, but so is Cho. Cho ends up finding out that Colby killed Pollo, and he ends up being put to death.
The artwork's
and then it's a dream. Turns out it's a dream. But then in reality, Colby is actually put on the case, but Detective Cho isn't put on to find out why Colby's acting so weird. Cho ends up going off on, or Chew ends up going on another mission. That I'm going to leave for you guys. It involves the Vians. I hope I'm saying their name right. But they went legit, but it turns out there's a little bit more going on than meets the eye. But we also find out what's his name woke up. What's his name? I think it was mentioned in the beginning of the issue, right before Chew left.
really not good with names, people.
No, we're not doing names, especially when.
Especially when we have a lot of books to read and all the holiday stuff that's happening this week. We really gotta get index cards.
But anyway, the guy that basically led Chu's daughter into the mayhem. Let me see. Savoy.
Ah.
He he swears that he's gonna get revenge against Savoy because of what he did to his partner. He took away his partner, his daughter, everything, and he said he's gonna pay for it. So Savoy wakes up and ends up taking Chu's daughter and wife away. And we don't know where they went. They're all missing now. But we know Savoy took them. Where, why, we don't know yet. And it's going to be very interesting. And hopefully we find out if somehow Pollo will come back at some point. This is an excellent issue, and it's just one of those fun reads for me. I really enjoy reading Chu every now and every month. So, we're now on IDW. Angry Birds comic, issue number 9.
I love reading Angry Birds. The regular ones, not the Transformers, thank God.
I like reading them.
So, Angry Birds, there are 3 stories as always. It first talks about how the pigs are using the professor came up with this new invention of the helium thing where the pigs could be these huge gigantic balloons in order to take the Angry Birds' eggs away. Or the birds' eggs away, I should say. And, there's just so much that's happening of them trying to, and it looks like that they almost succeeded, but the birds had to come up with a lot of plans, and when they found out they were just balloons, well, you know what they do with balloons, pop goes the balloon, where they use the slingshot to, get rid of them, and, that's what they do. They just use that, and now they have to wait until the balloon
in a couple of weeks.
Or days, or even months. So I thought that was funny. The second story, however, was about these little termite-like creatures that, eat the wood and everything. And he wanted to attack the Angry Bird slingshot so they have nothing to shoot, but apparently the birds shoot it back with them, and then, the pigs get it. As well. And then the third story was just a little bit of a slingshot test, and if you want to find out more about that, the Red Bird, I just feel bad with the Red Bird. I mean, he gets it really bad.
Yeah, it was a one-page comic. That was awesome.
Yeah, the Red Bird, I feel bad for that.
Now, Mike didn't know he had this, and we're actually glad that
I didn't know I had it. I didn't know it was on the pile, but I read it.
IDW Snake Eyes, Agent of Cobra, issue number 3.
Yeah, and in this issue...
I did get to read this.
It's more about his origin story, right?
No, what I was going to talk about is that Storm Shadow actually shows up in this book.
Yeah,
well, go ahead.
That's what I meant, Storm Shadow. Yeah. So it talks about his story, about how he wanted to see his father, but the mother didn't want to explain what the father does because he didn't want him to know what he does. And what it seems like he works for a secret organization, it looks like. Called the, it was called something, I can't remember. But he finds out what his father does, and he actually slowly becomes like him because of his powers and not his powers, his organization and everything of that matter. So there's a huge tidal wave that happens, and it's
then Snake Eyes shows up
and
more than halfway through the book.
Yeah, just Snake Eyes just appeared for 2 pages, if not less than that.
And then the story continues. This is why I don't read Snake Eyes.
Yeah, Stormtrooper. Yeah, they were gonna inject Stormtrooper with something, but the lady said, because she had a funny feeling that this hospital or something wasn't going to actually cure him. They were actually going to try to kill him in some shape or form. And luckily, she was there to stop all this from happening. Because I'll tell you though, if she wasn't there, things would have gotten completely all over the place. But it was a good issue. I mean, I don't really read that much of G.I. Joe stuff, so in case I don't know much, that's the reason why. But I'll get to reading more of this.
Creepo People, issue number 2. How is
it's
this?
Really Creeple.
Creepo People.
Oh, well,
Keep going.
All right. Well, anyway, in this issue, we find out that these little mutants had there was technical difficulties with the experiment that turned into these mutant forms that were called Creeple. You know, Creeple and people equals Creeple.
Reminds me of trolls, but okay.
Yeah. And the three people have a hard time with them, you know, trying to keep them under control. And they seem to be nice and harmless little creatures, you know, like fun and all that stuff. I mean, they are a little bit hyperactive and everything. And there's this one guy who wants to take in the machine, you know, because of all this stuff that's been happening. I think his name was Dean, the guy I was talking to. So they go to the professor to say what happened and everything with the experiment and what went wrong, and they just go out wild like they were these nice little creatures, and now they're attacking the city and everything, and it's just really
mayhem.
It's mayhem all over the place, and it just gets a lot worse with a lot of these mutant monsters, and now the Creeples are being taken in, but not in such a great way. They're gonna get exterminated, so you know. There was more to it. You gotta read the book. This one was actually really a fun read, Creepo People.
Right. Next we got Dave, issue number 2. The
Yes.
A is a number 4, though.
And this comic book, it more is focused on Dave, but also his son, because, you know, with the whole thing of the divorce, you know, Dave's wife is leaving him for reasons of, you know, of, like his job and everything, like not that, just then it's not working out well between the two of them, and she feels that he's not being a father-in-law to their son, who is just acting like a total punk and just, you know, reading all these magazines. I'm not going to tell you what kind of magazines, and he's just, you know, he's just like saying, you know, I'm leaving home and I'm staying with my sister, so that's it. So I'm just going. End of story. So it's just him and his son, and there's like also a big huge invasion that's going on, and he uses his son to actually help out with what's going on in the city with the whole chaotic stuff that's happening. And that's really all the basis of that. Just, you know, just focuses on trying to get his son to help him out with all this mayhem that's happening. So with the ending of just getting the guns ready and all that was really just, when he said like do no way, Dave says just way.
Interesting.
So that is going to be interesting to see how he's going to put those actions into words in the next issue of this mayhem that's happening.
Alright, next we got Edward Scissorhands, issue number 5.
Yes, this one right here. And in this one, there's a whole mob of people in front of Edward's house thinking that Edward did it with all the murder. And Maggie, I believe her name is trying to tell him that it was Eli, or Ellie, however his name is said. Well, it's Eli because it's a boy. That he was behind all this from what she saw from the surveillance cameras. And she's trying to tell Edward the truth about that and is trying to look for Eli. And they're going around trying to look for Eli, where they find the kid who was with Eli and beaten to a bloody pulp, it looked like. And, you know, his parents find him to, you know, well, they find Eli also, and there's like a little bit of a fight scene between Edward and Eli that goes, let's just say it turns out to be a very deformatted battle, but it is also sad as well. So the boy gets reunited with his parents, and Maggie's mother also comes in and also learns a little bit about Edward as she introduces him. And the mother seems to be caring more in this issue, because in the other issue she didn't really seem to be that much caring. And then everyone finds out that it was Eli who did it, because when Edward told everybody, and then everything just gets all, you know, fine. So I guess the next story arc is going to be in next month's comic, because I see coming next month of Edward Scissorhands, so we'll be seeing more of the Edward Scissorhands story in the coming month, of next month that is.
Last one from IDW is Samurai Jack, issue number 17.
Yes,
Samurai Jack's an amazing book.
Yeah, and the whole thing is just trying to get back to his time. So he goes to this guy who knows about how to make a time machine.
It looks like a secret agent.
A secret agent, yeah, I'll call him a secret agent. Not a secret agent, man, because we're not going to turn into a song or anything. Yeah. So he tries to help Samurai Jack get through all these booby traps that are happening and all the lasers, because he's a samurai after all, and, you know, knowing Samurai Jack, he's up for any challenge, and I really like the artwork. It reminds me of the Cartoon Network TV show.
I love Samurai Jack.
Yeah, Samurai Jack, I really like that show, and just seeing this makes, you know, me, like, remembering the show and everything. So him and the secret agent are going through these men who are trying to attack him from what we saw in the last issue, and Samurai Jack, who does all the work. So he goes to the Time Master and finds the real Time Master to help him get back to his time. But unfortunately, that really didn't happen.
He couldn't do it.
Like, he couldn't really do it. And it says Finn, which means done.
Done.
So
the story's done, but Samurai Jack obviously still going on. There's another issue to go.
Yeah, so we're going to see what happens more in Samurai Jack.
The last book for this week, and it's been really public everywhere. The Valiant issue number 4.
So in the Valiant comic book, I really like how this is turning out. Like it goes to Gillid, his story first, and he faces off against this monster who has been it's been like a long time since they fought each other. I really like the artwork with that action scene that happens, and they find out more about Gillid. Whereas Bloodshot is trying to help, what was her name, to get away from Mr. Frey, and Mr. Frey is the one who wants to kill the girl, and the girl actually just says, you know, enough running away. I'm not a little girl anymore. I'm going to attack you and defeat you if it's the last thing I do. And Bloodshot also gets in the action as well. Meanwhile, Gillid and then Jack are also in it and trying to explain the situation of what's happening with the whole Mr. Frey that's in there. And the action still continues with Mr. Frey trying to get rid of... why can't... Her name is somewhere. I want to know what her name is. I think Kay. Yeah. So there is a little bit of a death scene with, spoiler, Kay, but Bloodshot actually doesn't really like that because they were a little bit close together, and we actually find out Bloodshot's real name is go up. I saw his name, Ray, whatever his last name is. Ray Garrison is Bloodshot's real name, and it was really sad just to see how Kay just died like that, and just Bloodshot, that scenery right there, I mean, just wow. And he just goes back to his human form after that, you know. It was just really an emotional moment for Bloodshot, and everyone just goes in their merry ways since they got rid of Mr. Frey.
And the story for Bloodshot continues in Bloodshot Reborn, which is going to be on sale April 15th. So looks like Bloodshot's going to have a new story.
So I'm looking forward to actually reading Bloodshot and his story.
And with that, that's it for this review, guys. So as always, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Feel free to comment below, likes, dislikes, agree, disagree, recommendations, and we will get to your comments in the comments below.
Yep.
And while you're doing that, don't forget to check out comic-related, Comic Frontline, Zone 4 Podcast, and Frontline Gaming Zone. Together, we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Big announcement this Friday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, on Dark Avenger 86.
Yes, on this channel. So be here for Dark Avenger Live 45. Things will happen. Also, you're going to have to check out Zone 4 Podcast for the grander picture of a little bit of part of my announcement, not the full announcement. The actual announcement is part of the live show. But anyway, till then, guys, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and we'll see you guys hopefully really soon in the next review.
Later, everybody.